If you could not make the info session or want to get a summary, to follow is a condensed version. Let's start with the most important data points. The date of the program is May 27th to May 31st. It is strategically chosen at MIT to be the week after the last day of finals and the week before graduation. If you want to apply, you simply have to upload your CV to the following address, bit.ly/CVS 2019. If you want to get the full deck of slides, not this condensed summarized version, you can do it by going to this address, which is bit.ly/FO 2019. If you have any questions, you can reach out to the leadership group at chicas@mit.edu. And if you want to find out more about the program, navigate to dreamers.mit.edu. I'll go over a brief program description next. I'll start off with the mission and vision. And when it comes to the core of the program, the heart of the program, it's to share computational thinking, to give young women in Mexico access to the world that you live in. We live in a very rarefied environment, even compared to other American universities. When it comes to young women in Mexico, this is something that is simply not part of their reality. And so we like to say, if she can see it, she can be it. Overall, beyond that, it is the transformation of the economy through talented young women. When it comes to computational thinking, we all now understand that this is a new basic skill that is necessary for economic opportunity and social mobility. Unfortunately, in the developing world, the access to computational thinking is rare. For high school young women, the access is practically non-existent. Much like in the US, the participation and representation of women in programs is very low, only 10%. And so in response to these challenges, we created this program where we go to Mexico. We spend a week teaching an intensive program that runs 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. We split every day into two parts. The first part is algorithmic thinking in a classroom that doesn't even have computers. It has a lot of whiteboards. And we spend a lot of time thinking through these powerful, wonderful ideas. In the afternoons, we do the same, but we do it using a machine, using coding to make representations of these core ideas. Next, I'll give you an overview of what the program development has been. After a successful pilot in 2017, a small pilot, we scaled up the program in 2018. As you can see here, the program was widely successful beyond any of our expectations. We had 600 students across Mexico, 35 instructors, over 70 TAs, 55 supporting staff members, that is faculty, department heads. Everyone that provided support was simply overwhelming within Mexico how much people were willing to do and how far they were trying to go to support this program. Ultimately, we had 11 university hosts across 6 different cities, as you can see here in this map. Next, you can see here a gallery of the participants when it comes to the instructors. Following that is one of the TAs. This is simply a subset. We couldn't fit them all into one slide. A snapshot of the young girls having lunch in one of the hosts in Guadalajara. And I'll also mention a bit about the growth of the program. We're pretty ambitious. We started off with a small pilot in 2017, as mentioned. For this year, we're targeting 3,000. And you can see there the big growth or the big jump that we're expecting to have. If you're not familiar with the size of the universities in Mexico, they are huge. The top 4 programs across the country have over 1 million students. So even if we get a fraction of those students and each of those young women teaches 10 young girls locally, you can see that we can get up to those numbers pretty quickly. So if these ideas sound interesting to you, if you're interested and passionate about teaching, if you want to share computational thinking with young women in Mexico, join us. And if you have any questions, you can write us at this email. After this, I'll go ahead and address some of the most common questions that the instructors have had. I'll start off with some of the simple ones. Is lodging provided? And the answer is yes. Is food provided? Yes. Is airfare provided? And the answer is yes. Who are my students? They are female school students ages 13 through 17. Who's in the classroom? 25 students on average per classroom, one instructor. You will be the sole instructor. You will have full ownership of that classroom, and you will be supported by 2 TAs from the local colleges. One of the common questions as well is if you need to speak Spanish, and the answer is no. Mexican TAs will translate for you if you do not speak Spanish. When it comes to the curriculum, as mentioned, it is 5 days, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 every single day. And we have pre-prepared curriculum of materials. Training sessions with the instructors as well prior to departure. And when it comes to preparation time, another common question, you can think about it as about a week of preparation time. Depending on when you start preparing, that's 2 to 3 hours per week in preparation from now until the end of May when the program will run. Where will the classes be taught? They will be taught primarily within Monterey Tech, which is the #1 partner, and partner universities throughout the country. What qualifications do you need? You do not need to be a computer scientist, but you do need to have code fluency. That means you've written code in a computational thinking class or is something that you do within your research. You also need to have a love of teaching. This is a wonderful opportunity. These are wonderfully motivated students, and it is a very rewarding experience. Spanish, as mentioned, is not required, but it is helpful if you have it. So with that, I'll close this session here, and I'll ask you to reach out to us, and if you have any questions, or simply apply by uploading your resume.